Reemo get on that mic.
Yeah.
Reemo get on an interview. Yo, that shit gonna shake the room. Yeah, something's going on. You already know the hog. Everybody's like, oh, the fuck is this?
That energy.
Yeah, what's up? What's going on? You already know when the go my creatives. We are back. It's another edition of Culture, Urban Technology, and Sports, better known as C.U.T.S. This is the C.U.T.S. You heard episode 136, episode 135. Had the great conversation with my near and dear and dopeness homies in this industry, grind scenes in Vegas. I got another homie of mine in the building, big time music executive, did major things. Formerly was with Vibe magazine. You know what? The hell with this. I got the Andre Mullen in the building, son.
What's up, bro?
What's good, dog?
No, I'm chilling.
My God, man.
I'm good.
I'm sick and tired of seeing his face, though. He's out chilling. Shout out to Select Con, United Masters, all that stuff.
Oh, man.
What's good, man?
Man, everything's good, man. Just out
No.
here.
You're not getting on this mic. Shimmy. You're not
Nah,
doing.
man.
All right,
Listen,
thank you, sir.
listen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'm working, man.
Yes.
That's what I got. I'm
Beyond
working.
that, that's an understatement.
working.
You are living the dream, sir.
Yeah, I am.
You are living
I am.
the dream.
I am. I have to say that.
I gotta say, man, my career is, as you know, if you are on my Instagram, you've seen this man right here. This man was doing amazing. Asked the most potentest of questions at SelectCon. Ended up getting 20 more followers. Like, yo, I need you to manage me. He's like, bro, I don't really do management.
Oh my goodness.
But all right, but for you, why not management anymore? Despite the opportunities that you could do it, but why not management anymore?
Oh man. Yeah.
We going there,
I mean, long story short, I'm 34 years in the music industry, 22 years in artist management. Yes, it's a minute. It's a minute. I seen some things.
I got nothing on that.
I seen some things.
Right.
And somewhere toward the end of 2021, I really started having the onset of burnout. I didn't reach burnout yet.
Right.
But this was different from all the other times where you're just like, all right, let me just shrug it off and keep moving.
Right.
This just felt different. I was doing a lot. You know, at the time, I was 7 clients deep.
Right.
Had some deals on the table. Was really wanted to up my game as far as how I was representing my clients. And yeah, and also I was working with BMG. It was just a lot. And I said, yeah, this don't feel good.
Right.
And what I did was I fired my clients.
Wow.
I said, yo, I'm out. And I said, this is a wrap. And what ended up happening from there was I decided, I was like, I'm going to go get a job. And
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, my wife didn't believe me. She was like, you know, she's been with me since the beginning of this music
Shout out
stuff.
to Jenny, right?
Julie.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Julie. Oh, my God, Julie, don't beat me up. Next man, don't beat me up. You beat up Roger, don't beat me up.
So, you know, it was, you know, I said I was going to get a job. She didn't believe me. She was like, yeah, okay, you're not going to get a job. And I was like, no, I'm going to get a job. And I spent 2022 applying. I wanted to work in the music. I still wanted to work in the music industry. I just didn't want to work at a label. I wanted to do something music adjacent. So like tech, you know, had some things that was on the table with that. But nothing came through. I still was consulting. And it wasn't until maybe the end of 2022, toward the end of 2022, I got into a conversation with a good friend of mine, an executive at Warner. And we were talking about he has a project he was working on for artist managers. And he started asking me all these questions, and, you know, I'm talking to him and just, you know, giving him all the gems.
Right.
And after I got off the phone with him, I said, wow, what would I tell my younger artist manager self? Like, what would those conversations be like? What would I say? What would I tell myself not to do? What would I tell myself? Yeah, you need to go and run with that. And that then took me down this rabbit hole, man, of thought about being a manager, being an artist manager, my ups, my downs, you know, how much I brought to the industry.
Right.
You know, I actually did the math, and I'm roughly, it's about $6.78 million that I brought into the industry.
Whoa.
Through deals, publishing, licensing, you name it.
Right.
You know, and you know, at the time when I did it, I was like, all right, you're a little cocky right now, bro. Like, relax, straight. But I was like, I wanted to know. Like, I really, really wanted to know. And it took me 2 days to really kind of find this information. And I came to this point and to this resolve. I literally had the paradigm shift. I had it. And that was like, I want to really help artist managers because I know what it's like to not know. And I know what it's like to really be an artist manager and be out here flying by the seat of your pants trying to make this thing happen. I know what it's like. You know, I know what it's like, and it's not. There's a lot of days where you second guess yourself, triple, quadruple, you know, guessing, you know, and trying to figure out if, man, should I really be doing this? And do I love this that much? And seeing other creatives and other artists doing what it is you want to do and saying, all right, I'm gonna do it like them. And then realizing like, wait a minute, hold up, I can't do it like them because I'm not them. It's so much, and there's so much that plays with the mind. And I think what really got me was that artist managers are at the core of these things with artists. And a lot of I'm always talking about wanting to see artists win. Artists can't win if artist managers are not helping them to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I really just got to this point where I said, you know what? Yo, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
And, you know, then I hit that bump where you're like, well, I don't really know artist managers like that. The ones I know, you know, they're signed, they work with big artists.
Right.
I want to talk to artists that are just, you know, artist managers that are just starting out or at that place where they're gaining some traction with their client. Mm-hmm. And even those artist managers that, you know, have been in this a good while and still feel like, yo, there's some dots that I haven't connected. There's some things I really need to get in place. So I said, all right, we want to do it. And the only way I knew how to reach out was through content.
Right.
So I buckled down and I said, I'm going to put out a newsletter and I'm going to share this stuff and I'm going to share my paradigm shift. I'm going to share that. And the name of the newsletter is The Paradigm Shift. And I am the shift expert.
There we go. I like my creatives. I want us to understand, man. What he just told you right there is not only trial and error. It's not only trials and tribulations, but it's also perseverance. And that's the one thing with this podcast. No, I'm sorry, with this show. Excuse me, that we aim to influence you or inspire you to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely with things in this culture. You know what I'm saying? Like the previous episode, I had to talk with Vague, and I was really persistent, and I'm really adamant about the way things is happening in this culture, and especially in the industry. It's just an abundance of people are coming into this industry, not only uninformed. All right, you're also spewing out these horrible, ill-advised narratives that are not needed and not even warranted for that matter. You know what I mean? It's one thing not needed, but it's not even when it's unwarranted. It's like, yo, you're messing up the business. You're messing up the ecosystem of business.
Well, you know, social media is everybody's platform.
No. I know that is the new, what's the word I want to say? That's the new trendy word or trendy blame. We got to look past it.
Agreed.
Okay?
Agreed.
And the thing is that if you're one that you have the influence and you're exhibiting these behaviors, then stop yourself from exhibiting these behaviors. If you're one that you're going on platforms, you're speaking about, oh, well, this is how it should be done, You don't need a publicist. You don't need a manager. Yo, stop doing that shit. Fine. If you yourself, the figure, are the one that, okay, you ever would be successful without a publicist or a manager, okay, great. But don't be the one that leads the pack and then want to go down this effing rabbit hole and want to go, oh, well, you don't need a publicist manager. Yo, you don't know that.
Yeah.
You don't know that for the next person. Yeah. That next person may not be as accurate or influential or dominant as you were in your success. Right. So at the end of the day, it's like, yo, stop doing that. And
well, see, here's the thing, right? The problem is, and this is, again, the reason why I'm so really focused on talking to artist managers, is my mission is to repair the breach between artists and artist managers.
Right.
I feel that there are a lot of platforms, a lot of opportunities, a lot of capabilities for artists to kind of DIY everything. And yeah, okay, that's cool. But I stand on this. Artists cannot scale without an artist manager.
Right.
Let me even keep it even more simple. You can't scale a business without a team.
That's
a
fact.
You can't do that.
That's a fact.
You can't do that.
That's a fact.
So artists can think that, oh yeah, I'm out here, I'm streaming here, but you can't go past a certain point to where you are going to come to the realization that, wait a minute, I need another person here and I need another person here. And you know what? At the very least, what has happened is artist managers now have been duped to think that they have to do everything for their artist client, and they don't. That's not the job description of an artist manager. The job description of an artist manager is to run point. Hey, you know what? We need somebody that's going to manage our social media account, your social media account. Okay, if you're not gonna do it, we need to get a social media manager. Okay, we need somebody that's gonna help create content. So that means that we need a photographer, we need a graphic designer, and we need a videographer. Hey, look, if all of that can be in one person, great. If not, guess what? We gotta get somebody to do that. We need somebody to do PR. We got to get somebody to handle PR. Okay, guess what? I'll talk to my connects. I'll talk to my network. I'll dig in my network and see if I know somebody who's doing PR. At the very least, what is happening is you have artist managers out here who are sipping the Kool-Aid that artists give them and say, you're supposed to do everything for me. And they're like, all right, well, I guess I'm supposed to create your website, knowing that that's not what you do.
And that's not your expertise.
So it just goes to show that you have artist managers out here that don't know. They're allowing artists to tell them what their narrative as an artist manager is going to be. And that's why there is this friction between artist managers and artists. Artists, they don't want to be coachable. Artist managers don't know the business. So guess what? No one is being productive for anyone else. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm glad you're touching on that, because it's like, yo, it is the most frustrating thing when I see people post it or they say it. And it's like, you guys are misinterpreting the whole thing of this independence type of ordeal, right? Those that are successful and independent, they had teams. They had what is called, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for this. It starts with a P. A plan.
Yep.
They didn't jump off the fucking roof or jump off the waterfall cliff and splash and dive and everything was settled. There was a plan in place. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's like, yo, there was nobody in this industry. I'm sorry. Listen, I get it. When you hear it from the said people or what they tell their story, yo, they had a plan. Just because it wasn't a marketing plan or it wasn't a structured, conventional plan, they had a effing plan.
Yo, and see, that's the thing.
Like, stop.
So now there may be some artists that's listening to this to this show, maybe watching this show, and they are, well, I don't have a manager, but you do got a team. And guess what? Whether you like it or not, someone actually is running point. somebody's running point as far as your team. Now, I'm not knocking that. Hey, look, whatever works for you, as long as you're able to create sustainability for yourself, that means you have a team. If that means you don't have a manager in name, but you have someone that is the person that, this is who I bounce things off of. This is the person that runs point with setting up interviews, setting up shows, who I talk to for a rollout. Hey, look, whatever works. However, the artists that are out here, that are saying, it's funny because you have artists that on one hand are saying they don't need managers. Then you have artists asking the age-old question, when do I need a manager? How do I go about finding a manager? And I tell artists, you don't. Stop looking. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not in a position to effectively and adequately support a manager. Managers don't run nonprofits. They don't. So they're not a nonprofit. So at the end of the day, an artist has to be able to financially support their manager. They have to be. If you're in that place and you can't do that, then don't get a manager. Don't try to get a manager. Because you'll get one. You will. You'll get one.
Right.
And the manager you get will be the dude that'll be like, you get a little bit of money and he takes it. And then those
pissed.
same artists are the artists that have the conversations with me. Oh, my manager took my money. Well, and I've said this on several consultations before. Did you pay your manager? Oh, what do you mean? Did I pay him? Well, he gets paid a commission. I get that, but did you pay him? Has he been paid? Or is he just out here pushing and representing you, and he as I've heard people say, oh, he eats what he kills. That's not how it works. That's not how it works, man. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Listen, if you're listening and you're watching, if you don't want your manager to rob you, you better pay him.
And have it in writing.
Oh, man, let's not.
No, let's not.
Listen,
we are.
It
has to be done.
Managers who do not have agreements are setting themselves up for complete and utter failure. They are. Let me tell you. I had an artist that I was working with, and he may hear this, and if he hears it, then
it's
the truth anyway.
Well, charge the bill to Reemo Meerak. Charge the bill to Reemo Meerak.
It's the truth anyway, so I'm gonna share it.
Charge the bill to Reemo Meerak.
So, listen, he was in the process of being signed to a marketing situation with the aggregator, and he didn't have a manager. His manager bounced on him, actually, right? And I was working with him in another capacity, and he said, "Listen, I'm trying to push this thing through, and I need a manager." And he said to me, the age-old question that gets every manager in trouble: can you manage me? Right? And I was like, yeah, man, I got you. Like, I've been working with you so far. I got you. So he was like, well, I just want to set up, like, let's do a trial period, which I must say that at that point, I had never done a trial period.
Okay.
Right? So he's like, let's do a trial period. And, after that, then we'll revisit, longer periods. So I was like, cool. So I get to work, and, I know how these things move. But at that point, I had worked with labels. I know exactly what's going on. What has to be in place.
Finances for vibe, my man.
So all the things that have to be in place, I know that. Right. So I push those things through. I'm on the phone with them, with the distributor practically every day, a few hours a day, making sure the rollouts are in place, making sure invoices are paid, this, that, and the third. Cool. 3 months, it was a 3-month trial period, right? 2.5 weeks in, I send a friendly email reminder. Hey, listen, we're closing in. Yo, you know what? Now being me, I had already put together my agreement. You know, I was ready.
Right.
So I was like, yo, I sent it to him. I said, look, you know, give you some time to look this over. Let me know if you have any questions, any concerns. We can make any adjustments that need to be made.
Right.
Crickets.
Jesus Christ. Of course. Why not?
3.5 months, right? Literally 4 weeks later, he hits me back, yeah, man, we got to talk. I'm like, bro, we should have been talked. He's like, yeah, man, I don't know if this is really going to work. I think I'm just going to handle this myself. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to handle this myself, right? So here it is. I did worked with the aggregator, the distributor on rollout. Work with them. We're reaching out to DSPs. Work with them in setting up how and where the album was gonna be promoted more heavily, and here we are. And so it was at that point that I kicked myself because that was the first time I ever worked without an agreement. Ever worked without an agreement. And
you hear that, my creator?
Listen, I clocked my hours. I was working on average for 3 months, somewhere in the area of 45 to 60 hours a week.
Jesus Christ.
That's a full-time job.
That's 12.
With overtime.
Yeah, word. Jesus.
So here it is. I've been in those places. I've been in those situations where I look at managers now, and managers look at me. I'm like, do you have an agreement in place? Well, we still working through that. Wait, how you still working through that?
Are you stupid? You out of your fucking mind?
How you still working through that? There's nothing to work through. You know what the work through is? Hey, here's the agreement. All right, let's work on what's going on in it so we can come to a place where we are in agreement. Because at the very least, what really begins to happen is that artist managers who don't work on agreements, listen, I don't care what you've read, what you've heard, what you've seen.
Fucking
I don't
university.
care. At the end of the day, the bottom line is this: you are worth your work.
Exactly. Your price is your price.
Yeah,
what it is.
You're worth it. So there's no way you're gonna say, well, we just feeling it out. What do you mean feeling it out? Let me find out that you'd go and you'd work for a job and say, well, they told me we're just feeling it out. So I'm not going to get a check for a couple of months.
Bullshit.
This is what I'd say about the music industry too, even with artists. The music industry is the only place where artists and managers will work for free until.
Get the fuck out of here.
They'll just keep working. Just keep working. It's for the love. Just keep working. I want to know if you will go to a job and they tell you, oh, you know what? We really like you. We want to hire you. Man, you're hired. Listen, we just don't know when we're going to pay you. We don't know what we're going to pay you. And you might get paid in a few months. We're still working that out. No one in their right mind is taking that position. But in music, it's all about the love.
So, all right. So let me ask you this. Do you feel the reason being of that is because perception over reality? And I say that because, let's say back in the days, right?
Uh-huh.
Back when you started, the mystery was high about, okay, what happens in the music industry? How does it happen? This is what happens. This is how said person became a star, whatever. It was a mystery. Mm-hmm. But then now you come into recent times. When I mean recent times, let's say last 15 years. Okay. Let's say 2008. Okay. Right? 2008, an influx of things change. Technology increases. Mystery decreases. A&R's influence and artist development decreases. Mm-hmm. Your average artist at the time aimed to do 3-minute songs. Now we're only doing under 2 minutes because of TikTok and social media, whatever have you, and content reasons. And also, too, artists aim to make music, not make content. Do you feel, after what I just said, do you feel that is the heavy influx of what you had displayed about the fact that, okay, is this constant friction, there is this constant battle that's going on? Because, like, as I said, perception versus reality. Reality is a base word, because one's reality is different from anybody else's. But as far as with this music industry, it's like, yo, we've lost so much of steps per se to understand what needs to be done, understand to keep the standard. You get what I'm saying? In that regard, do you feel that is the case of?
Well, I will go on record, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. We need the gatekeepers back.
Okay. In what capacity?
In the capacity to say, hey, that's not good.
Okay.
Technology, and I know a lot of people are like, oh man, you a hater. I'm not a hater. Trust me when I tell you, because I listen to music and 90% of it isn't good. And that's not because, it's just not no, it's not good. Production quality, it's not good. Lyrics, vocal production, it's just not good. It's not about, Dre don't like it, so he feels like, no, it's not good. And anybody that's listening, watching, you already know that there's a lot of music you don't listen to because it's not good.
That's a fact.
Has nothing to do with, I just don't like her, or I just don't like him. No, this sucks.
Yeah,
this really sucks. Like this is not good. Yo, how is this actually even on a DSP? I do not know.
Right.
I don't know. So 90% of the music is that, Dre, that's kind of hard. No, it's the truth. But what has happened is technology and the internet have eliminated the barrier to entry. So right now, listen, here's a framework real quick, because this is what I do. This is what I give.
Right.
Here's a framework on how you can be an artist in 72 hours. In the first 5 hours, take the time and write a song. The next hour, go scroll through BeatStars. Shout out to BeatStars.
Shout out to
no
BeatStars.
Disrespect.
Right.
Scroll through BeatStars. Go buy yourself a couple of tracks. Right? Download Pro Tools, free version, or whichever. Fruity Loops, whatever.
Right.
Download a free version of it. Right? The next, go and buy yourself a good mic from Amazon. The most, $300.
Right.
The most.
Or Rode.
Yeah. There you go. The most. Right? That's 24 hours. The next 24 hours, go and record those songs. Send them over to a platform called Lander and have them mixed and mastered. While you're having that done, same time, open up an account, start an account on DistroKid.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then go to Fiverr. Get somebody to create some graphic art for you.
The cover art.
Right? Boom. You got a song, you got cover art, upload to DistroKid. I'm sorry, not 72 hours, within a week.
Right.
You're on all DSPs. You are now, my friend, an artist. And that's, you didn't have to talk to an A&R. You didn't have to talk to anybody at the label. You didn't have to talk to a DJ, a PR person, a marketer, a manager. No, you didn't have to talk to anybody. And you could literally be walking the streets of New York. Yo, my album's out. Yo, you need to get that. Oh, you're an artist? Yeah. So anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that.
Which is crazy. And even with the AI technology.
Yes. Yo, and honestly, listen, you don't even gotta go to Fiverr. Yo, open an account on Midjourney.
Yep.
Put the prompts in. You'd have a cover. So what has happened is, now that there's no barrier to entry, right? And now that everybody and their grandmama for real can be an artist, can for real be an artist, guess what? we now are out here and people are, that's why influencers are turning to music. Because they're like, oh, you know what? I might as well. I got this. I have all these people. I might as well get into music. Why shouldn't I get into music? I have an audience already. Let me get into music. And so what we now have is, I'm saying. So what we now have is, we now have this, I don't even want to call it an influx, because it's not even an influx. It is like this mass exodus into the music industry. Yo, dudes are now literally, it was different when they were getting it out of the mud before.
Right.
I.e., like, just right on top of my head, like Jay and Dame, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, you know, even Ye, you know, just getting it out of the mud, right? Now it's like, yo, I got Pro Tools. Yo, I'ma do this in my bedroom and I'ma put it out. Yo, that's how Billie Eilish got started, bro. Her brother Phineas they were sitting in the bedroom and they were making music, and then they heard them. Yo, this is how it's happening. And so what now is, am I blaming it on technology? I'm not blaming it on technology.
No.
Yo, technological advances need to happen. You know what I'm saying? If not, we still will be rubbing sticks together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's what we'll be doing. However, what has happened in music is that not only has the technological advances have come, but guess what? Now, music, because of that, and because now there's so many people in it, the value of music is diluted. It's not so much about, I'm not taking any blame off of record labels, but they've had their hand in it, but also too, there's so many artists out here, right? That the amount and the value is diluted.
Whew.
That's the problem right now. It's diluted. And when you have so many artists that in every sense of the word can do what this artist did or sounds like this artist.
Yeah, with no kind of like challenging effort to be different, which is like astronomically
that's where it is.
Insanity. It's insanity. It's insanity to a point. And for me as an entertainer overall, right? And in me, I just became a recording artist, but as far as like satirical, you know, satirical, you know, artist. But I don't claim myself as such, you know, because I know the respect to it.
I mean, listen,
you know what I'm saying?
You got comedians that do
right.
You know, they do comedy albums.
No, right,
you know?
right.
So,
But what I'm saying is, out of it, I know enough of my inertia, or for that matter, I know off the rip of what I know and the knowledge of. All right, I know me doing this, coming into this, I don't want to ruin or rather, how can I say it, put a bad wrinkle.
No, and that's good,
things.
bro,
Right.
because you know what the thing is that nobody thinks like that.
Right.
Nobody thinks like that.
Right.
No one says, hey, I know I sing really well, but I'm not trying to do the artist thing. You know, I go on record, I say certain things. One of the things I say, listen, you know, I would tell any artist right now, or any artist that's like, yeah, I really want to, listen, don't be an artist.
In what capacity? You gotta break that down.
Because here's the thing, right? There is a need, honestly, for more professionals than there is artists.
No, that's true.
We don't need another person to get behind the mic. We don't need no one else to write a song. We don't need anybody else to produce rec. We don't need that. And I know I'm dampening everybody. Oh, Dre's just a Debbie Downer. Listen,
nah, ain't no Debbie Downer.
Listen,
The hell
we
with that.
need.
No,
we
need the
need
Ruger spray.
No,
Let the Ruger fucking spray. Fuck it.
We need professionals. We need artist managers. We need them. I cannot begin to tell you.
Shit, we need A&Rs.
And here's the thing, right? Like, man, listen, somebody said today, I was on yesterday on Twitter, and they were like, oh, we need to bring artist development back at labels, and I'm like,
Yeah, it was
okay.
Bow Wow.
Yeah,
Bow Wow
I
said it.
I said, okay,
Yeah,
listen.
yeah, we're 10 years. Yeah, we're 10 years later. That crowd.
Like, listen,
We're 15 years late.
But here's the thing, man. Real talk.
Where the hell was that? Where the hell was that crowd 15 years later? 15 years ago. Excuse me.
People miss this though, right? The folks at labels are underworked or overworked and underpaid.
Oh yeah, by far.
Right? And the reason why that is because there's so many artists out here.
It's too many.
It's too
many.
And so listen, man, I interviewed for a position at a label that had a roster of 140 artists.
Jesus Christ.
And it was director of marketing position.
That's like
and there was only 5 of us in the department, including me, for 140 artists.
Yo, if you mathematically put it, that's like a quarter. That's more than a quarter.
Listen,
365 days in a year.
Listen, that would technically mean that each of us would have to oversee close to 30 different marketing campaigns.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
that's insane.
And that's not including if there are any additional signings in the term, and if any of those artists decide that they want to drop more music. So now you have everybody say, "Oh, we need to bring back A&R." It's not about the A&R. It's not that.
Right.
It's too many artists.
Right.
What we need to do is say no.
Right.
No. Just
you can't
no.
do it.
You're not good.
You can't do it.
You're killing people's dreams. Yeah. You're not good. And listen, we don't have the capacity to develop you right now.
Right.
So guess what? Get yourself together, get better, and then, hey, look, come and see us later. But it can't be that we're all these artists out here looking for the viral hit. Oh, we're looking for I'm trying to get viral. I'm trying to be on TikTok.
But that's because they're looking for it's content versus making something
and
quality.
And if you really look, right, the only reason that labels are really jumping on those is because they believe and know, which I'm not mad at. We can make money off this. All right, it's like being in the stock market.
Right.
If you see that your stock is performing and it's performing well, what do? You
jump on it.
You jump on it. And you put money in it. All right, let me amplify that because I'm going to make more money. If the stock is doing it, I'm going to make more money. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing with the music industry. Everybody's butthurt because they feel that labels, and this is the problem that all of you folks have done, you've put so much energy and faith behind labels to the point where it's like, now the label is buckling under the pressure, and you're looking at the label, how come you can't lift us? Bro, do you see how many of you there are?
It's like 4 million of you that do this.
You know what I'm saying? And you want you want
more than that if possible.
You want us to devote these resources. You want us to devote these resources. And we really don't have those resources. Or you know what? We have those resources, but you know what? Let's relax, let's chill. You got to understand, I was telling some producers this last week. Here's $1.5 million. Wow. All right, cool. They gave us the advance. But you're number 787 on the line, okay? And we're only up to 710.
Right.
So we need you to. What do you mean? We gave you 1.5.
Yeah, but we need
hold
to
that.
Hold that for a minute.
Hold that.
Hold that for a minute, though.
Hold that.
Don't spend it.
Don't spend it. Hold that.
And then when we get to you.
And then, of course, $1.5 million, bro, is life-changing money for anybody. That's, $1 million is life-changing money, fam. Yeah. That's life-changing money.
A fact.
You know what I'm saying? So for these dudes that's just never seen $1 million.
Right.
You are about to go to town. So when people say, oh, man, they out there spending money. Bro, you've never seen $1 million in your life.
Of course they are.
How you gonna tell somebody don't spend it all in one place, bruh? No. I don't even know when next time I'm getting this, and you want me to relax, calm down,
invest.
It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. It really isn't. Yeah, and that is what really is the problem with the industry. But like I said, you know, the beauty of it all is this, right? It's a great time to be an artist. It's the worst time to be an artist.
Yeah, by far.
You know what I'm saying? Because
the over-under.
right,
Like,
because artists, it's a great time because artists can really own their own narrative now. They can chart their own destiny. They don't need a label. You know,
Right.
There's so many platforms and avenues and resources for them to really build up and be a business, a sustainable business.
Yeah.
Right? The worst part of it is that you gotta do the work. And there are a lot of other artists out
That's
there.
another 7 hours
Yeah.
of recording.
You
Dre.
know, there's a lot of other artists out there. I don't believe there's any competition in the music industry. I don't believe that. Yes, I said it. There's no competition in the music industry.
And we'll break. We gotta break that down.
Think about it. What artist is actually competing against Beyonce, Drake, Kendrick Lamar? What artist is actually competing with another? What indie artist is actually competing with another indie artist? They're not competing. What you compete? What we have customarily and typically have competed for? It's been market share.
Right.
And market share is only determined by the labels.
Right.
It's not determined by independent artists.
Right.
There's no, you have your fans, I have my fans. Cool. My fans, the amount of fans I have does not do a disservice to you.
Right.
Because that's your fan base. Your fan base is gonna come to see you. Now, hey, look, some people in your fan base may like me, and people in my fan base may like you.
Let's create a concert.
There you go.
Let's sell.
But there's no competition as in, I'm trying to get market share for my artist. What? You sound dumb. This is 2023. Any artist manager that's even saying that sounds dumb. Yeah. You're like you're literally, hey, if this was 1990, I could see you saying something like that.
Right.
But 2023 talking about market share? Nobody talking about market share. The only thing we talk about market share is how many independent artists there are as compared to signed to major labels.
Yo.
That's it.
All right.
I'm saying.
I love it. No, I love it. Listen,
I'm saying.
But Dre, nonetheless, man, we gotta let everybody know where to follow you at. Hope you took heed of this conversation. Let everybody know where to follow you at.
Yo,
Dre.
man.
Reach out to my creator. Look out right now.
On all social platforms, particularly LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, I am the THE Andre Mullen. And you'll find in all of those platforms is a link to the Paradigm Shift, which is my newsletter, where I help artist managers manage smarter with frameworks that will help build their artist clients' business and make you look like a genius doing it. So you definitely need to subscribe to the newsletter. Man, feel free. Email me, hello@andremullen.me. Come check me out. You know what I'm saying? Drop me a line. And let's work, man. Let's work. Let's really get this work. Let's make this do what it needs to do.
That's what's up, man. You already know what it is, my creators. You know what it is to follow me. Follow me on all platforms at Reemo Meerak _. Also, shout out to DigiWax. Man, real talk. See my articles on DigiWax as I contribute, as well as a correspondent with them. And definitely continue. Just go to the website, reemomeerak.com. Once again, this is episode 136 of CUTS. You know what the CUTS stand for. Culture, Urban, Technology, and Sports.
I love it.
You know when I do that, my creators? That's PTC. Let's pound that chest. Come on, man. Hands over the eyes. It's the 2-Up, baby.
Peace.
We out of here. Peace. Reemo get on that mic. Yeah. Reemo get in an interview. Yo, that shit gonna shake the room.
yeah, what's up? What's going on? You already know the how. Everybody's like, oh, the f is this?
That energy.